and you guys keep winning. The games seem to get bigger and bigger. The importance of each game gets bigger and bigger. You've been through 2019 where you've kind of gone through this before. How has this team been able to handle not looking ahead to next week's game or the Oregon State game or what's at stake and focusing on just this 1-0 process that you guys talk about so much?
Well, part of the 1-0 process is living in the now. It kind of like focusing on the next step, not what's ahead, what's right in front of you. So, we kind of relate that to everything and take it day by day and, try to focus on 1 week at a time because it's conference play. Every week's a playoff game, basically. So, yeah.
Do you find yourself having to snap some of the freshmen kind of back into that? Because I'd imagine when you're in your first year, you're on the in the playoff conversation like this. I'd imagine as a freshman, it's maybe a little bit easy to get sucked into some of that. How do you kind of keep some of these guys out of it if that conversation comes up?
I kind of just tell them to don't think about that stuff. Kind of live in the now and stay where we're at right now and be where your feet are, and trying to encourage them to just live in the now. Yeah.
How's AB been with that? Because he's obviously the veteran leader, but he went to a school that wasn't exactly qualifying for college football playoffs. Has that mattered, or has it just kind of been the same old with him?
I think like one of his biggest things is definitely his poise. So he doesn't really pay attention to any of that stuff. I think all of us are hungry and we're not satisfied with anything we've done this year. So he does a good job.
What was that first half like the other day against Washington?
Oh, I was standing there because I was out for targeting, but it was pretty cold. It was pretty wet, but I think we hit some adversity in the beginning. We picked it up though. We kept fighting and got the job done.
Right. I just mean for you personally, sitting out in the first half, what kind of role did you play and what was that like mentally?
Oh, okay. Kind of just encouraging dudes, being basically another coach out there, kind of telling dudes what I see and what can help them while they're out there. Yeah.
What's it like seeing on that Travis Dye touchdown, AB makes the correct read and then he runs ahead of Dye to basically give the final block to get him in? Just as seeing that from your quarterback, that's not what most people think of a quarterback to do on run plays like that.
That's kind of just what this team's all about. We're all brothers, selfless teammates. So, we put it all out there for each other, and that's what it was right there.
Just watch too much of your tape, right?
Yeah, basically.
Go back to the week before. Again, we talked about season, but your blocking is, when it's getting national attention. Like, what is this like as a receiver? Where obviously all receivers want to catch the ball, but at the same time, how important what you're doing is.
It's just part of our brand of football, physicality, doing it for your brother so that he can get in the end zone, and going 1-0 in every position on the field, every snap of the game. So that's our mindset when we're out there.
If somebody never saw you play, what game and what catch would be your favorite? I assume it's the Arizona State game, but even though you guys lost, because of all.
I don't know, man. I'll probably say the next one, really, because I'm really focused on the next one. I kind of don't really like to watch any old highlights. Kind of try to stay where I am now, but I don't know, man. Nothing really comes to mind, to be honest.
A game like last weekend when you guys as a receivers room put so much of an emphasis on blocking, was a game like that kind of just an example of why that's necessary when it's raining sideways, it's freezing, you're not going to throw the ball, and that's what all of the practice to blocking has been leading up to?
We knew there was going to be some elements we had to deal with, but we deal with that every day. We practice outside, so we were ready for it, and we just did our job. Yeah.
Is that the most harsh weather game you've ever played in?
That one and probably the Oregon State one, 2018, was pretty wet, and yeah.
Is there anything you do to change your preparation when the game is that wet and cold?
Nah, man. It's something that comes with football. We were ready for it, and nothing really changes.
This Washington State game seems like last 5 years has always been tough between these two teams. Just what do you attribute that to?
I think we have a history of just starting out slow. For some reason, we play Wazoo. I think that's one of the things we're making an emphasis on this week is starting out fast and coming out the right way.
Is there anything different on tape for them since the coaching changed, like weeks 1 through 4, that you've seen contrasted to, weeks 5 on, about maybe how different they play? Is it anything schematic, or is it more of just like guys that are maybe flying to the ball quicker? What's different, if anything?
With Wazoo?
Yeah.
We're kind of still diving into the film, so there's still some things we got to look at. But we're playing good football. We're gonna be ready for the matchup. We're excited.
Can you speak to Anthony as a leader and just Anthony Brown as a leader and the way he stands up here and players walk by? It seems like he's universally liked and respected. And how does he maintain that through the ups and downs of a season?
His character, he's always the same person every day. He likes to bring guys with him too. I think a big thing is he helps us stay away from the noise and keep us locked in. His poise is a big thing for us. Just his character overall, he's a great guy, great teammate.
How does he keep everybody away from the noise? Is there an example of what that looks like?
Just keeping us poised, a reminder to us what the goal is, and that's this snap, this play, whatever we're doing at that time. And yeah, he does a good job.
What have you seen out of Devin so far? I mean, just over these last couple of weeks, and what do you attribute to his big improvement just ever since the UCLA game, it seems?
He's an explosive player. I've known that from the jump. I think he's starting to show it now. I think he's dove into his preparation a little bit harder these past few weeks, and I think it's showing on the field on Saturdays.
Does that come in the way of how he practices, between snaps, or is that prep work that he's doing in the room for film?
I think it's both. I think he's putting a lot more into preparation, and I think as far as the field-wise, he's practicing a lot harder, doing all the right things, so it's showing on Saturdays.
This is a really random question, but you've done the modeling for the uniforms this season. How does that go about, and what that process is like?
I don't know. We just go out there, take pictures, man. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. It's regular. It's nothing too special.
Is it done before the year starts, or is it a week-by-week thing?
It's a week-by-week thing.
Are you volunteering for that, or are you?
I do when they ask me. Well, whenever they ask me, I'm ready to do it, man. It's no big deal to me.
You get the inside scoop a little bit before everybody else of what you guys are wearing.
Oh,
is that kind of like locker room gold?
Yeah, y'all gonna see Thursday, Friday, whenever they post it, whatever. It's nice though. It's gonna be hard.
Do you know before the rest of the team does, though?
Oh, well, me and Verone kind of plan out the uniforms throughout the whole year, so that's kind of what we do. So,
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of hard thing.
Do you guys have like a two-man committee that meets each week?
Yeah, us, the EQ dudes, we kind of chop it up and plan out what we're wearing the whole year.
Are there ever disagreements between the two of you?
Yes, there is.
If we're talking fashion, what was the value of those big jackets on the sideline I saw you guys wearing? People were sharing those.
Yeah, those were like gold, man. We needed those, but yeah, it was wet and cold. Yeah.
Okay, one way or another, and you obviously wanted to go to the playoff and championship and all that, obviously. But when your career is coming to a close here in one way, shape, or form in a couple months, does finality start to hit? What does legacy start? Do these things start to hit you more?
I tried not to think about it. I think I had a moment after the Washington game where I was kind of realizing like, oh wow, this is coming to an end. I got to really enjoy these moments with my teammates and my brothers. So, it's kind of in the back of my head, but I try to just focus on what's going on right now.
So how do you or not do you allow for things like a penalty or not getting thrown at as much as any receiver wants? Again, everybody just wants 15 targets a game. So how do you not let things affect you, or do you let things affect you sometimes because you know that this is it, this is the final times that you get?
I think just taking advantage of every snap, every moment, every opportunity. Obviously, opportunities are going to be limited regardless of what the play call is, whatever. Just going 1-0 on every play and getting it on my